Uh-oh, Candace Parker. You've upset the Reese's Pieces and they're not happy about it. They're going to be coming after you any second. Oh, they're already coming after you. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Candace Parker asked to put certain players in a tier list. You have the S tier, you have the A tier, you have the B tier, and you have the C tier. And where Candace Parker put Angel Reese on this list and her explanation about it, it has upset a large number of the Reese's Pieces.
You're about to see what happens when the Angel Reese hype train derails. Candace Parker drops truth bombs, and Chennedy Carter goes full-time WNBA provocateur. This isn't just Chicago Sky drama. It's a symptom of deeper issues I've been tracking for months. The Sky are imploding, their fan base is erupting, and Carter's social media is a masterclass in calculated chaos. Buckle up, because what you're about to witness isn't just basketball, it's a WNBA unscripted series playing out exactly as I predicted. Let's dissect the madness before it spirals even further.
You had comments on Angel Reese and it went viral. People were saying, oh, you're an Angel Reese hater.
They asked me my opinion on player tiers, and my thing is then if you bring something to the argument, bring something else. Can she get to player A or player S or whatever? Yes, she can. Yes. Right now, I don't know if she's alongside those players in B's, and you're measuring her against players that have been in the league for years.
Right.
And so I think that, I've faced it on the men's side when people attack you for what you look like or who you are, that's usually not coming with a solid argument.
As I've consistently analyzed on this channel, Candace Parker articulated precisely what needed to be said, and predictably, the Angel Reese fanbase ignited. The second Parker offered her informed perspective, the entire Reese hive erupted, acting as if their entire narrative was under attack. But this is where I've been warning you. Parker wasn't incorrect. Her true offense was simply voicing the uncomfortable truth that anyone truly watching the WNBA already knew, and that's why the reaction was so visceral.
We always know she's a matchup nightmare.
Oh.
Paige Beckers, I can't put her above
we put Arike in the B tier? Come on. Arike is like a D tier player. Arike is a shot chucker. She could barely shoot 35% from the field most games. But go on, Candace, but go on.
Sabrina's and the KPs and the Caitlin Clark's.
Page B tier.
But I can put her at that B level.
Okay.
The more Arike and her play together,
right.
the better they're going to make one another. Cameron Brink, I think, is, the unknown. So I put Cameron Brink on the C level, I think, just in terms of.
And what was that quiet part Parker articulated? Exactly what I've been detailing for months. Angel Reese's on-court production doesn't match the media narrative trying to crown her a generational talent. This isn't shade, it's a statistically evident, visually undeniable reality. It's impossible to ignore when her free throws look less like a pro's and more like someone allergic to the rim. That's a fundamental issue. The numbers simply don't lie.
Fix it, Candace, fix it. I'm calling on you because I got confidence. You're one of my favorite players of all time. And I talk about you in all of the different conversations if you go and look at the network yourself. So I just hope that you, Candace Parker, fix what you said, what you did. You know what you did when you did, how you did it. Fix it, Candace, because Angel Reese is top tier.
Yet, dare to voice this reality, and immediately you're accused of tearing down black women or harboring jealousy. Jealousy of what? Precisely. The double-double factory, that anyone with an objective eye could see was manufactured through strategic system adjustments, meticulously curated matchups, and a team structure explicitly designed to inflate her statistics. This isn't earned, it's engineered.
I just think that it's like comparing apples and oranges. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
at least
they don't play the same position.
They like doing the Magic and the Bird comparison. Well, they played similar positions. Like Bird, he played the guard position. Like they at least kind of match up. This, what are we doing? I'm not falling into that. I'm not into the comparison. I think that there are a number of things that Angel can improve on, will improve on in the situation she's in. And I think Caitlin Clark has done that even in her first year in terms of, being able to be that floor general. Her and Aaliyah Boston's connection has really improved. And I think the thing about Caitlin, yes, she can shoot from the logo, but she makes her team.
As I've consistently stated, we must dissect facts, not manufactured narratives. Had Reese not been meticulously managed in her rookie season, with rotations carefully sculpted and minutes spoon-fed like mashed bananas, her statistics would have been drastically different, a point I've underlined many times. Her perceived dominance isn't raw talent. It's a performance art piece, heavily produced by social media, embodying more influencer than impactful WNBA player. This, as I've explained, is precisely why Candace Parker's commentary provoked such a visceral reaction. It wasn't solely about Angel, but a mirror held up to an entire fan base hypnotized into believing mean mugging and TikTok dances equate to genuine post moves. Reese has undeniably become a brand where the branding overshadows the actual on-court buckets, creating a false reality. And on Candace's take on Caitlin Clark, that I can tell you was where Parker was laughably, fundamentally off. Clark isn't merely scoring, she's systematically dismantling every so-called elite defender Parker claimed would humble her, leaving them chasing shadows and inhaling pure jump shot residue. Caitlin doesn't just beat defenses, she publicly humiliates them, a tactical masterclass unfolding nightly. There's a crucial reason she's picked up full court every possession, like a national security threat. Give her an inch, that ball goes through the net and your confidence goes straight to therapy. Opponents aren't guarding her, they're desperately trying to survive her. And yes, Angel Reese is undeniably one of those defenders who has been repeatedly baptized by CC22, then promptly sent to the bench, looking like she just read her own abysmal stat line, just as I forecast.
From is that Candace Parker made a tier list and put, of all the top players in the WNBA, where, by the way, every single player, or like all the players on this list were good. So there's no bad players. It's like if you had a tier list where you only had the top 10 players of the world, you would have a top 10 player of the world in D tier. Like, it is what it is. And basically, first of all, the Angel Reese fans attacked her because she basically said what is correct. Angel Reese is a fantastic third.
And here's the glaring hypocrisy I've observed. The very fan base claiming to protect black women simultaneously attacks Candace Parker for offering legitimate analytical opinions. The irony is self-evident, but let's shift to the true, unsung MVP of this WNBA spectacle, Chennedy Carter. While the Reese Hive was busy crying online and Parker delivered masterclass analysis, Carter deployed her social media like a tactical flamethrower. She wasn't merely observing the sky's spiraling season, she was actively curating its chaotic soundtrack, posting with the precision of a master troll overseeing Chicago's implosion. It's truly poetic. As the sky flounder, Carter, a former insider, trolls from the shadows like a disgruntled ex who knows every skeleton in the closet. She's not even on the court, yet she's undeniably the most compelling subplot. Carter's dispatches deserve a place in a museum under petty excellence. Meanwhile, Angel Reese persists in puffing her chest in press conferences, projecting confidence while her actual box scores are screaming for assistance. Her fans cried targeted. No, this is accountability. She's being evaluated, precisely as I've always insisted.
Of WNBA players, I'm gonna try. Asia Wilson, reigning MVP, couple Defensive Player of the Years, 2 championships. If there was something higher than S, I would definitely put her up there. But Nafisa Collier is where it gets tricky. Caitlin Clark is at an A level. I think in time she's going to raise up to that S, but in order to put her at that level, she's got to have a couple more years. Have an impact on the defensive end immediately. Then you got Angel Reese. I put her right at that C level. I think in terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2 option. I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding. She showed and demonstrated so much growth in that first year.
And my analysis of the footage confirms, it's a truly rough report card for Reese. Frankly, grading her a C feels like charity, because as I've repeatedly emphasized, without the artificial cushioning of curated rotations, teammates specifically setting up her stat padding opportunities, and a media apparatus treating her like royalty, she'd be firmly on the bench. Reese's game isn't evolving, it's stuck in a predictable loop. Same moves, hoping for a bailout or a highlight. When that doesn't materialize, the true frustration surfaces and she blames everyone but herself. That's not leadership. It's a clear diva complex. Exactly what I've warned about, and dare to point this out, and the outrage machine deploys, labeling honest criticism as hate. But as I always say, confidence without consistent production is merely noise, and viewers are finally discerning that the volume doesn't align with the actual value. This brings us back to Candace Parker. The woman has championships, Olympic gold, and a basketball IQ that dwarfs half the league. If she speaks, perhaps, just perhaps, it's not from a place of jealousy or bitterness, but profound insight, as I know firsthand.
Game is just as important as dropping a 40-point game. Because let's be clear, even I'm sure if you were realistically on the WNBA streets, and it's on Twitter or it's on Threads, whichever one you prefer, or maybe you are on both, and I'm sure if you are on both, by now you'd have probably seen a video going viral of Candace Parker sitting here saying she felt like Angel Reese is a C-level player. Basically sitting here saying she's a role player because she couldn't be the first or second option on no team. And she just said she's a great offensive player. And let's be clear, I do think, I feel that what she said about Angel Reese is the same thing I feel about when I hear people was comparing Angel Reese to
Parker, like me, reads the game beyond surface-level narratives, but the Reese Hive actively rejects that truth, preferring a manufactured fairy tale where performance is secondary to optics. They prioritize swagger over substance, believing legitimate criticism is attacking and accountability is internalized misogyny. This is the fundamental paradox of Angel Reese, marketed as a gritty competitor, yet often plays like a hesitant rookie when the game matters most. While her fans fiercely defend her online, Candace Parker observes, knowing that eventually, the undeniable truth of production will prevail. And trust me, that truth will hit hard if they don't realize it before Caitlin Clark drops another 30-point masterclass against their so-called generational talent. Reese doesn't need more Twitter defenders. She needs to defend on the court. She doesn't need fans barking at Candace Parker. She needs to prove Parker wrong by producing. You don't silence informed criticism with Instagram reels or catchy slogans. You do it with wins, with buckets, by simply not getting outplayed by rookies who didn't come with a prepackaged PR machine. This isn't a high school popularity contest. This is the WNBA. While her fan base acts as keyboard warriors, veterans like Candace Parker are playing professional chess. Parker isn't there to coddle egos. She's here, like me, to elevate the game to its highest standard. If that makes someone comfortable, it's not the message. It's the mirror reflecting inconvenient truths.
It's disheartening, the comments that Candace Parker is saying. It's something that you wouldn't expect from her. It's something that you would not expect from her. Sorry, I'm repeating myself because I'm just like kind of blown away at this point by some of the things that I'm seeing when it comes to Candace Parker and you know what she's saying in the video. I don't know if everyone has seen it. I don't want to call it jealousy. I don't think she's jealous, right? Candace Parker has a career. She's a Hall of Famer. All of that. I don't think it's jealousy. I just think it is, what's the word I'm looking for? Like you could hate on somebody without being jealous of them. You can hate on somebody.
And let's be blunt, if 10 turnovers in a single game is Angel Reese's idea of letting her game talk, then her microphone privileges should be immediately revoked. Because what she's really saying is, here, let me personally gift the opposition 10 opportunities to publicly humiliate us on national television. As I've always maintained, at some point, a stat sheet ceases being a rough night and starts resembling tactical sabotage. 10 turnovers isn't just bad, it's basketball malpractice. That's not pressure, it's a sheer donation. The ball is a weapon, not a party favor. When you fumble like you've never seen a double team, it's not elite defense on the other side. It's simply your game undergoing quality control. And the most frustrating part, we're expected to accept this as part of the learning curve. My analysis shows that curve looks more like a flat line. You demand to be treated like an A-lister, then perform like one. True A-listers in the WNBA aren't defined by pre-game outfits or viral quotes. They deliver when it genuinely counts. If you're dribbling away possessions in crunch time like you're allergic to composure, you don't earn a seat at the big table. You're still at the kiddie table, hoping someone passes you a juice box in a much-needed reality check. Clutch moments separate the genuine icons from the manufactured influencers. A-lister players thrive in those final seconds. Legends are carved into hardwood, not curated into TikTok compilations.
Even when she had the triple-double, because it was a light John, it was like 11 and 10 or whatever the case may be. It wasn't nothing too crazy, but it was still a triple-double. So I understood people were kind of leaning on that side. But let's be clear. You got to see yesterday firsthand, hey, Angel Reese missed this game. You got to see all the holes that she fills in that her team weaknesses is. Even God in 1 through 5. And let's be clear, I love Rachel Banham, but I say this during every game. Rachel could knock down some threes. I'm talking lights out. When Rachel got it going, same thing. I'm saying her and Rebecca Allen are a little bit different because I do think Rebecca Allen is a way better defender. But let's just stay on Rachel. And even with Sloot couldn't guard her. So I don't care how much people call her the floor general. Maybe back in her day when she actually had, and I think father time is a little bit different for everybody. But
when you hold the ball with the clock dwindling and your best move is a brick, a turnover, or a blank stare, my analysis confirms you are simply not ready. Not for the WNBA spotlight. Not for the unprecedented hype. Certainly not for the throne people are trying to force upon you before it's been earned. And let's be absolutely clear, the idea that being double-teamed is some tragic injustice is pure fantasy. Elite players, as I consistently preach on this channel, expect double-team. This isn't just about talent, it's fundamentally about control. If you're accumulating giveaways as if it's a holiday tradition, you control nothing but your team's collapse. Yet, the post-game narrative somehow still avoids addressing the glaring sloppiness, framing it as gritty or a tough learning experience. I'm here to tell you, decisively, it was a mess. And the sooner that's said aloud for everyone to hear, the better. This isn't hate, this is accountability, a concept dangerously eroded in today's sports media, especially for players with fan armies who demand effort be rewarded like tangible results.
Debate. I love it. Tell me I'm wrong, but bring facts to the table. And so that's the biggest thing. There's no hate on Angel Reese. I love her. She plays for the Chicago Sky. I saw her at my jersey retirement versus LA. So it's nothing like that. But I think it's so interesting in this female space, the need to have to explain some of these things like that you don't see where, we worked with the guys at Turner where they come on and they say stuff that's just so outlandish. I will never attack anybody's character. I will never attack who they are ever. And I just hope that others will.
Here's the stark truth, and something I've consistently driven home. Effort devoid of execution is just noise. And 10 turnovers? That's not trying. That's actively sabotaging your own team. You cannot demand accolades and protection when your ball handling effectively distributes possessions like promotional flyers to the opposition. And let's be crystal clear, there are no rookie grace period excuses here. We see rookies enter this league and immediately look like they belong, precisely because they arrive prepared, they adapt, and they let their game speak volumes. Others, however, have their game screaming for help at decibel levels that would make a fire alarm blush. The real critics aren't the analysts or fans. It's the scoreboard, the undeniable stats, and the teammates hustling relentlessly while another possession evaporates because someone forgot basic composure under pressure. Understand this. There's a profound difference between mere swagger and actual skill. Swagger quickly dissipates when you've just gifted the opposing team double-digit possessions. You can pose, you can stare, but if you're not consistently delivering on the court, that energy transforms into something entirely hollow.
Like, it's mainly about her offensive rebounding, and her main thing is her offensive rebounding, which, by the way, I would put Angel Reese a tier higher than Candace Parker did, and I think she probably would too now, because it is, she's been on an absolute tear. The last, 8 or 9 games, she's been on an absolute tear, and if she can consistently keep that up, yeah, we put her into a super different, high conversation with some of the best players in the world. But another thing, the UConn fans have turned on her. Apparently it's UConn.
True WNBA A-listers, as I've meticulously documented, don't perform theatrics without substance. They earn the right to flex through consistent production. Want to understand who's truly speaking on the court? Watch the veteran. The ones who elevate in closing moments, who handle the ball with surgical precision, the ones who hit that game winner, not by luck, but because they've relentlessly rehearsed it under immense pressure without flinching. That is the A-list standard. That is the bar. Currently, the public conversation is fueled by reputation, not actual on-court performance. And as I've consistently predicted, when those two elements diverge, the truth inevitably surfaces. The narrative shifts, admiration yields to scrutiny, and support transforms into skepticism. You either show up and silence the doubters with your play, or you fade into background noise while genuine stars emerge. If you're not the one making winning shots, orchestrating comebacks, or calmly navigating double teams like a master strategist with elite footwork, you are fundamentally not ready for the A-list label you're so desperately clutching. And here's the most uncomfortable truth. The one that separates contenders from pretenders. The real pros have already recognized this. They're adapting quietly, grinding, relentlessly improving, and adjusting the boring work that truly transforms good players into legitimate great.
Love this comment because this hits on exactly what I wanted to address. Commenter said that it's not about trying to change Candace Parker's mind about Angel Reese. It's about the fact that labeling Angel Reese as only an offensive or defensive rebounder and not talking about the rest of her skill set, placing her in a category with other players that don't seem to line up with her, just doesn't compute. And folks want that kind of thought process fleshed out. As a person who has the utmost respect for Candace Parker, I'm a Chicago girl. I grew up seeing clips of her dunking in high school at Naperville. I too was thrown off by that ranking. It didn't resonate with the player that I cover, that I see.
Meanwhile, others, and you know who I'm referring to, continue externalizing blame or ignoring missteps, basking in fan edits. The WNBA A-list, as I've repeatedly shown, disregards social media. Their singular focus is excellent. They don't need excuses. Their results speak louder than any viral clip or manufactured stare down. Until you consistently string together more than one clean quarter of basketball, until you truly show up in the clutch and unequivocally close games, then as I've always maintained, you are absolutely not there yet, not even close. So yes, let those turnovers do the talking. Let the critical missed shots with the game on the line be the undeniable explanation. Let the complete inability to navigate trap defenses speak for itself. Because right now, your on-court resume fundamentally does not match the hype. And let me tell you, that A-list table is looking unequivocally full. Earn your seat without needing an entire social media team to carry your narrative.